Have you ever heard a story that feels less like a true crime case and more like a dark, twisted fairy tale? Except every single detail is chillingly real. Let me take you back to 1922 to a remote German farmstead called Hinterkaifeck. Imagine this, a family of 6 living miles from the nearest neighbor, completely isolated, but they weren't alone. Someone was watching them. It all started with unsettling little clues. Footprints in the fresh snow leading directly to the house, but strangely, none leading away. Unexplained noises coming from the attic, as if someone was walking around up there. A set of house keys suddenly vanished. Even the family dog seemed on edge, barking at empty corners of the yard. It's the kind of stuff you might try to ignore. Maybe chalk it up to an overactive imagination until you can't anymore. Then, on a cold March night, the eerie feelings turned into a full-blown nightmare. One by one, 4 members of the Gruber family were lured from the main house into the barn. The father, Andreas, his wife, Cizielia, their adult daughter, Victoria, and even Victoria's 7-year-old daughter, also named Chiselia. They were all brutally murdered with a mattock, a type of pickaxe. This wasn't a quick, distant crime. It was up close, personal, and fueled by an unimaginable rage. But the horror didn't stop in the barn. Inside the house, the new maid, Maria, who had just started that very day, and the youngest child, 2-year-old Joseph, were also found. They had met the same terrible fate. 6 lives completely extinguished in a single night. Now here's the part that elevates this from a tragic crime to something truly haunting, the detail that still keeps investigators and historians up at night. The killer didn't just murder the family and flee, they stayed for days. Whoever committed this atrocity lived in the house, among the bodies of their victims. They ate the family's food, they tended to the livestock in the barn, they even kept the fire going. They made themselves at home. Days went by before anyone noticed something was wrong. When neighbors finally went to check on the family, they discovered the gruesome scene. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in German history. Police interviewed over 100 suspects. Theories flew around. Was it a jealous lover of Victoria's? A disgruntled former farmhand? Or was it something else entirely? Some believed it was a carefully planned robbery gone wrong, while others were convinced the motive was deeply personal. But despite a century of speculation and countless theories, no one was ever charged. The case remains officially unsolved. The files were closed, but the mystery never died. Hinterkaifeck isn't just an unsolved murder. It's a terrifying story etched into history. A story about a killer who walked into a family's life, took everything from them, and then simply vanished back into the woods, like a ghost. And the image that sticks with me, the one that's impossible to shake, is those first footprints in the snow, the ones that walked in, but never walked out.